All right, welcome back. Oh, sorry about that. I'm still working, still putting out these short live streams. And big shout out to the Orc Wrench who informed me about this story. He left a comment in the comment section, I think, to the most recent live stream. Told me about this incident that happened in Philadelphia. This was uploaded today, February 19th, right? So this is breaking news. Where I am now is 7:45 a.m. 7:45 a.m. Excuse me. 7:45 a.m. So this is definitely breaking news, and the footage here is pretty graphic, but they have it deleted. So I imagine that it will be safe to play, and I'm going to play it here and give commentary.
A Good Samaritan jumps to the rescue as a young boy was being mauled by two dogs.
Yeah, the terrifying moments caught on camera. The man shot and killed one of the animals to stop the vicious attack.
It's Friday night. I'm Shari Williams along with...
Okay, so a man with a gun. According to reports, people were beating on the dogs. They were shooting it with pellet guns and all kinds of crap. Nothing works. Now, I don't want to use a gun, but oftentimes nothing else will work. And using a knife is safer for the people around, but you better be skilled. Get your practice in. But a man with a gun stopped that dog from killing this boy.
Tonight. The big story on Action News is that frightening encounter for a mother and her child.
And tonight, in Action News exclusive, the mother is thanking that Good Samaritan for stepping in. Action News reporter Annie McCormick explains how it all went down.
This is the intersection where a young boy was almost mauled to death by a dog until a Good Samaritan with a legal gun who was licensed to carry it stepped in.
That's the guy who shot the dog that you keep telling people, look.
I'm right here. You're really strong.
A man who saved this young autistic boy's life this morning was able to meet him as the young victim was brought home from the hospital after receiving multiple stitches to his face.
What else leaves kids and babies looking like this? What else launches this type of an attack on kids and babies? And you're telling me we don't even have the discussion? All we do is say, oh, that's sad. I hope they get better soon. And you continue on with your dog nuttery? Now, watch the rest of this news report. Or is it this news report? I have another video after this one. And we're going to hammer that point home.
Legs.
I hope you get better soon, okay?
Thank you again.
No problem, no problem.
5-year-old Kaysen's mom, who did not want her face shown on camera, grateful that Dwayne Patrick arrived at this intersection when he did. This is the disturbing video of the attack taken in the 6100 block of Ogons Avenue around 7 this morning. Two dogs were running loose, and Kaysen and his mom were on the way to his school. Patrick has...
You see how the mother essentially gave up trying to help him? Dogs are so dangerous that not even a mother will protect them in a sustained fashion. We've seen several mothers do this. The dog is latched onto the child, it's mauling the child, and the mother says, look, there's nothing I can do. If I continue trying to help him, the dog's going to attack me. That's extremely dangerous, whatever you're dealing with. And you need to at least have a discussion about whether or not it is smart and safe to have these things legal where anybody can purchase them. No regulation whatsoever.
The license to carry, and with his legally owned gun, he stepped in.
So I immediately took action, hopped out, and assessed the situation, told everybody to move. and discharged my firearm. There was a lot of people out there. They was beating the dogs. They was shooting with a paintball gun, trying to do anything to get the dogs off the child, but there was nothing nobody could do.
A 22-year-old woman was hit in the face by shrapnel, or a small fragment of the bullet that ricocheted, but is okay. Tonight, police say they are working to identify the dog's owners who could face charges. Patrick's gunshot killed one dog. The other dog stayed at the scene and was brought to the city's animal care and control team.
Notice how there are adults everywhere. Only one child. And the dogs are attacking the child. These cowardly mutants usually attack the most vulnerable targets. This has been proven time and time again. It has even been confirmed by many dog trainers. We've gone over the information. How they say that kids are more to their level, so they're more likely to view kids like they would view another dog. And as you can see, these dogs are attacking this boy as they would attack a dog that they would spot and attack on sight. So these things are basically wired to attack kids. They're more likely to attack kids than they are to attack adults. And you mean to tell me we still are not having a discussion? See, pretty soon, these politicians, if they want to get elected, they're going to have to be hard on dogs. That's what's going to happen. Giving y'all forewarning, we are going to grow. It's not going to stop. And eventually, we're going to take over. And we're going to push these dog nuts and this type of suicidal, satanic behavior out of our communities, period. Right? We're really going to be the moral compass of the world. And you notice how a lot of times when America or England, a lot of the prominent countries, when they do things, other countries tend to follow suit. They have a lot of relationships with these countries and whatnot, share cultures. So we have to make the change here. There's no reason why we should tolerate predators like this in our communities. It's really insane when you think about it, people. You know, I'm preaching to the choir here on this channel, but it's a shame that many people, this is a new type of discussion for them. Right? It is our pleasure.
The city's animal care and control team. Patrick also likely stopped another child from getting hurt. Jaleel Harrington said he ran towards his school to safety.
I ran when I saw the little boy getting chased by the dogs. All I saw was that the dogs jumped on him, and then that's when I turned around and ran.
I'm happy. I'm happy. That's all I wanted, was for him to be okay.
And police say that.
Listen, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that he stopped a fatality of a child. But I'm disappointed. I'm infuriated that no matter how many times this happens, we're not having this discussion. These things have no business being allowed in our societies, not even if they're on a leash, because you always hear about these people losing control of their dogs, particularly two big Rottweilers, even one can drag adults or break the leash. No matter what, it's too risky to have a big, powerful predator in society, period.
Patrick faces no charges because, again, he was licensed to carry his legally owned gun.
Yeah, just like I am licensed to carry my legally owned gun. And a big problem is a lot of these dog lovers, they are not confronted with people who are not playing games. And I'm not playing games. I'm not going to be a dog attack victim. And it's unfortunate that you take the chance of hitting or shooting other people in the vicinity. But you don't look at the person who is defending themselves and blame them. You blame the dog nuts who forced them to defend themselves, or in this case, saved a boy's life. Now, this nuttery. This is a story that I reported on, I think on a live stream about the 5-year-old. No, yeah, I made an individual video about this. About the boy who was attacked. This woman allowed her mutts to escape out of the home. Dog ran down the street, attacked this boy. I want y'all to listen to this.
A 5-year-old boy attacked by a dog on his birthday remains in Children's Hospital in Dallas tonight. Hello, I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Dallas Animal Services says the dog has been euthanized. Its owner, Danica Black, was arrested and charged with a felony. And people who live in the apartment complex where it happened say unleashed dogs have been a problem there for a while.
Unleashed dogs were a problem for a while. That should not be the case. An unleashed dog problem should not go on for a while. So what that tells you, you got a bunch of people who are afraid to speak out against it, take action. They're going to feel like a snitch. They don't want to start any trouble. When it's these dog owners who are starting trouble, putting everybody's life at risk, especially when these things like to dart towards and attack kids and babies and the elderly. Very vulnerable targets, soft targets. That's the first step. We have to stop putting up with this. Allowing these people to have their mutts off leash. Yeah, at that point, we have the law on our side. And if you don't want to say anything to these people, pull out your phone and record them, then report them. They live in an apartment complex, go report it and file a police report and call the dog warden. Right? You are within your rights to do that. And you really are expected to do that when you see someone breaking the law.
Stephen Dial live at Children's tonight with the update. Stephen.
Steve, people living in that neighborhood tell me the apartment complex for weeks has actually been sending emails to residents warning owners to make sure that their dogs are on a leash. 5-year-old Kayvon was supposed to be celebrated.
The same thing I had to force them to do at this apartment complex. Okay?
His birthday Thursday. His mother, Crystal Wallace, posted on social media saying he was walking home from school with his cousins when he was attacked by a loose dog in far north Dallas. He suffered injuries to his face and throat and had to be checked into the intensive care unit.
On his birthday. That's sad. That's sad to hear. I hope the family is okay and the kid gets better as soon as possible.
Jordan Ware is a dog owner who lives in the apartment complex where the attack happened.
Y'all see that? Now, some people probably thought this was a good man when he made that statement, talking about how sad it is. Many of you caught on right away when his body jerked and he looked down right there that this was in fact a dog owner. Not only is he a dog owner, he owns a bully breed. He is a part of the problem. All of these dog nuts are a part of the problem. If you are such a little sissy of a man that you feel like you need a dog to escort you around everywhere you go. Also notice how this man breaks one of the rules of handling bully breeds, dogs in general, which is you have the dog walk behind you, not in front of you. They say that this tells the dog that it is the pack leader. Isn't he breaking one of the cardinal rules? Here they caught him on camera breaking these rules. Nobody said anything about it. So we're doing good work here. We're doing very good work. We are doing real community service here, and it feels good. Bringing attention. Nobody else is spotting this type of activity on these news reports and pointing it out. This guy should be arrested for endangering the community. Look at him, all out of shape. That mutt could go crazy, attack somebody. And look at how the dog insists. Look at how comfortable it is walking in front of him, ahead of him. Again, the dog trainers themselves tell you not to do this. Cameras caught this man in this hazardous scenario, and nobody said anything.
He showed us an email from apartment management earlier this week urging residents to keep their dogs on a leash. He said an unattended dog ran up to him and his dog a few months ago.
Came up to me and my dog was able to keep her away until the owner came down right from the house.
Nah, buddy. Stop trying to act like a good citizen. You're a menace to society. You get off on intimidating people. Seeing people scared. You get off on putting everybody's life at risk. Makes you feel like you got power. Let's stop playing dumb. We got to call out all of these people. I don't even know why are they even interviewing this man. Probably stopped him just because he had a dog. But he's part of the problem. And we should be able to report these people just for mishandling these mutants the way we see him doing. But you heard his narrative. You heard what he said. Oh, it's sad. I hope the child gets better soon. Right? On to the next story. No, we're going to stop that. How many more stories do we have to cover here where a dog was not provoked? Y'all heard the story here. Boy was walking home from school. Just got off the bus, walking home, and was attacked. As always, all you experts, the dogs are never provoked. It is never any of the behavior on part of the child that causes the attack or provokes the attack. You so-called experts, you specialize in blaming the victims. That's going to stop. That's going to stop. There's going to be enough people going to call you out, put your rhetoric on blast, to where you're going to have to cut that out.
On his birthday. That's sad. That's sad to hear. I hope the family is okay and the kid gets better as soon as possible.
Jordan Ware is a dog owner who lives in the apartment complex where the attack happened.
You know what? I should be a journalist, because I would ask him, don't you feel like you're a part of the problem? Anything could happen. Your dog could break loose. He's all out of shape, like I said before. If he loses his balance and falls on his stomach, you know how long it's going to take him to get back to his feet? You know how easier it is for him to lose his balance. Like I said, they allow anybody to own these things, no matter how big or small you are. Unbelievable stuff.
He showed us an email from apartment management earlier this week urging residents to keep their dogs on a leash. He said an unattended dog ran up to him and his dog a few months ago.
Came up to me and my dog was able to keep her away until the owner came down running from the house.
Dallas City Councilwoman Kara Mendelson says she's been in constant contact with Kayvon's mother. She tweeted that Kayvon had a successful surgery overnight and is recovering, calling him a fighter. Dallas Animal Services confirmed the dog has been euthanized. The dog's owner, 31-year-old Danica Black, was arrested and charged with attack by dangerous dog resulting in serious bodily injury, which is a felony. Dallas police have not provided any additional details about the owner or the arrest. Ware agrees with the charge.
You are responsible for your animal, and the animal is an extension of you. They should be responsible for keeping the dog.
Said that the animal is an extension of you. Yet these people, these parents, almost always get off after the family dog attacks baby or child in the house. And it's usually the family dog that launches an attack.
Dog on a leash.
We have not been given a timeline as to how long the boy will be in the hospital here.
And you got to understand, you have a lot of young idiots out here who purchase these worthless mutants. A lot of young idiots who think that if they can teach the dog to sit, oh, I've got it trained, it's under my control, and I can let it roam off leash anytime I want, like that idiot that lives in this apartment complex. No, you got grown men out here who are not playing no games. We have to stop playing games with these people. Now, this story that broke today, this happened in Philadelphia. That happened in Philadelphia. And that is the same city where this story took place that I covered earlier about the girl who was attacked and was saved by 3 young men. Now, don't get me wrong. These young men are heroes. They are heroes. But that's not the end of the story. No. That's not the end of it. Now we have to question how sane it is or insane it is to have these mutants in our communities. Now you hear these horrific stories, how devilish these dogs are. They are demonic creatures in the flesh, 100%. And you have people out here who describe dogs like this. Will say that dog is God spelled backwards, and dogs should be treated like a special gift from God, because that's exactly what they are. So these special gifts from God happen to be the only creatures on the planet that have a culture of launching attacks on kids and babies. Very offensive stuff. Insane and sick. Referring to these things as babies. Anyone who would harm these babies deserve to be treated the same way. Dogs do God's work here on earth, whether people realize it or not. So by hurting dogs, you are hurting God. You know, we've allowed these people to have so much freedom to terrorize communities that they are arrogant enough to make statements like this, blasphemous statements like this, and nobody checks them on it. Right? Nobody checks them on it. Well, we're checking you now. Right? Big shout out to everybody who joined me early this morning. Yeah, dogs are, backwards. Yeah, that's a good point. God spelled backwards is dog. That doesn't mean that dogs are the same. That means that dogs are the opposite. Right? You've gone backwards. That's what Satanism is based on. going backwards. Yeah, always saying pet. Good point. ABQ. And I think they slipped animal in there. You know, you're responsible for your animals. They love to do that because it sort of takes the pressure off of dogs, the attention off of dogs, and makes people think, oh, well, it's not just dogs that attack people. All animals attack people and kids like that. So let's not single out dogs. Let's not put dogs on the stand. That's what that type of language does, right? Very important that we point that out because it's real simple mind games that they run on you. And you notice how dog owners regurgitate the same language, how they, without even thinking about it, will substitute the word dog with animals or pets. They pick up on their language fast. Yeah, YouTube is, they're not giving it. Y'all know what? If you haven't done so already, follow me on Twitter. Now, I'm not that active on Twitter. I'm somewhat active, but I'm not all that active on Twitter. But I will be active on Twitter if I know that this is the way for me to get my notifications out. So I'm going to post a link to my Twitter in the chat room right now and pin it to the top. I'll include it also in the description box of this video. Matter of fact, let me put it in there right now before I forget. Y'all follow me on Twitter, and I will tweet whenever I am live, or when I'm about to go live. But this is important work here. Nobody expects people like us. They don't expect people in the community to keep up with laws, statistics, to be aware of their rights, to be in tune with these safety hazards when communities are in danger because loose dogs are running around all over the place. And they don't expect people like us. They don't expect anyone to report them, to put pressure on them, right? Our presence is going to be felt. Most definitely. Yeah, these people, and it's real important to point out that God did not create dogs. If you don't believe in God, you believe in like nature. Well, guess what? Nature did not create dogs. Dogs don't deserve that type of respect. And you notice how a lot of these dog nuts, they talk about dogs as if we have to respect them in their presence because they're God's creatures. No, they're not. And that's exactly why they should be eradicated, because they are unnatural, man-made mutants with several mutations and very bad tempers, and they prefer to attack kids and babies. Okay, let's get the language right. Language, words are very powerful. And these people use that dog nut language, and it conditions them. The problem is they force the general public and condition the general public using that dog nut language. Animals instead of dogs. Pets instead of dogs. Oh, this is very sad and unusual. And all the rhetoric they use. Oh, don't give this too much thought. Let's just move on. It's natural. Just as natural as a heart attack. Really, that's not that natural. Or somebody getting struck by lightning. Oh, there's just nothing we can do about it. That's the implication. I don't think so. There's a simple solution. Ban dog ownership. Then exterminate all dogs on this planet. That is the goal. big shout out to everybody who joined me yet again for another brief live stream. And I look forward to seeing you all on the next as we continue with this crusade against these worthless mutants and their enabling owners.